Hello, my friend. I am glad you are here again, giving yourself this time to pause and reflect. Take a slow breath with me. Let the outside world quiet down. Let your thoughts settle just for a moment. Today, we explore a question that is simple but deeply human. The question is this: what is a moment when you felt truly understood? To be understood is more than being heard. It is more than someone listening to your words. It is when another person sees you clearly, your feelings, your fears, your hopes, and accepts you as you are. It is rare. It is powerful, and when it happens, it stays with us for a long time. Think about your own life. When was that moment for you? Perhaps it was with a friend. You spoke about something heavy on your heart, something you thought no one else could understand. But instead of judging, they nodded. Their eyes softened. They said just a few words, or maybe no words at all. And in that silence, you felt seen. Or maybe it was with a teacher or a mentor. You struggled with something, unsure of yourself, but they noticed your effort. They encouraged you. They reminded you of your strength when you doubted it. In that moment, you felt understood, not for what you had already achieved, but for what you could become. It could even have been a stranger, someone you met for only a moment. A kind word, a gesture, an expression that told you, "I know what you are feeling. I have felt it too." Even a small connection like this can stay with us because it touches something universal. Let me tell you a story. There was once a young boy who loved drawing. At school, others teased him for being quiet, for not joining in games. He felt out of place, unseen. One day, his teacher found a sketch he had made in the corner of a notebook. She held it up gently and said, "You see the world in a special way." Those words stayed with him for decades. It was the first time he felt someone understood not only what he did, but who he was. From that moment, he carried more confidence, and he never forgot the gift of being seen. We often remember moments like this more strongly than big achievements. Why? Because being understood is a basic human need. It tells us we are not alone. It reminds us that our inner world, our feelings, our struggles, our joys, matters. Think now of your own story. Where did you feel that recognition? Maybe it was small, but it mattered. Maybe it came at a time when you needed it most. There is a saying that to be loved but not understood is comforting but incomplete. And to be understood, even without words, is one of the greatest forms of love. It does not require solutions. It does not require fixing. It simply requires presence. So ask yourself, what was that moment for you? Was it a parent finally listening to how you felt? Was it a friend who noticed what you were not saying? Was it a partner who looked at you and simply knew? Or was it a brief encounter, a reminder from life that we are never truly alone in what we feel? Being understood changes us. It gives us courage to continue. It gives us space to breathe. It gives us the sense that who we are, exactly as we are, is enough. Think for a moment about how rare this experience is. How many conversations do we have each day that are shallow, filled with small talk, full of words but not connection? How many times do we share something real, only to be met with quick advice, or distraction, or misunderstanding? And then there are those rare moments when someone truly listens. They don't rush to answer. They don't look away. They don't try to change the subject. Instead, they are fully present. They reflect back to you not just your words, but your meaning. And in that space, you feel seen, you feel understood. It is not always about agreement. Being understood does not mean someone shares your opinion. It means they have stepped into your perspective long enough to honor it. They may still see things differently, but they have walked with you, if only for a moment, in your experience. Think of a time you were struggling with something. Maybe you carried worry about the future. Maybe you felt invisible in a group. Maybe you doubted yourself. And then someone looked at you with eyes that said, "I know what you are carrying." That look alone can lift a weight. There is a kind of relief in these moments. It is like putting down a heavy bag you didn't know you were carrying. The burden is not gone, but it no longer feels like yours alone. Let me tell you another story. There was a man who had lost his job after many years. He felt ashamed, anxious, and uncertain. When he spoke about it, many people told him, "You'll find something else," or "Stay positive." Their words were kind, but he felt unseen. Then one evening, his daughter sat beside him. She said only this, "It must be hard to feel like everything changed so suddenly." In that single sentence, he felt understood, not encouraged, not pushed, not advised, simply understood. He later said that those words gave him more strength than any advice he had received. Moments like these often come when least expected. Sometimes we are surprised by who understands us. It may not be the person we talk to every day. It may be someone we meet briefly who carries a similar experience and recognizes it in us. And sometimes it may be an animal, a dog resting its head on our lap, sensing our sadness, offering silent companionship that feels deeper than words. To be understood is to be reminded that we are not invisible, that our inner life is real, that our struggles are valid, that our feelings make sense. And just as we long to be understood, others long for it too. Think of the people in your life. How many of them are carrying stories they have never spoken? How many of them are waiting for someone to notice, someone to ask, someone to truly listen? We can give the gift of understanding as much as we receive it. So pause with me. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly understood? And also, when was the last time you gave that gift to someone else? These questions matter because they remind us of the kind of connection that makes life rich, not the constant noise of words, but the quiet recognition of hearts. My friend, we have walked together through this reflection, and now it is time to return once more to the question, what is a moment when you felt truly understood? Think back carefully. It may not have been a grand moment, it may not have lasted long, but it touched something deep in you, a sense that another person had stepped inside your world and honored it. Perhaps it was a conversation late at night when you finally spoke words you had held for too long. Perhaps it was silence shared with someone who knew exactly what that silence meant. Perhaps it was laughter that told you, "Yes, you see life the way I see it too." Being understood is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about recognition. It is about someone looking at you and saying, in their own way, "I see you. I hear you. You are not alone." Let me share one last story. There was once a woman who carried grief after losing someone she loved. Friends tried to comfort her with advice, with promises of healing, with encouragement to move on, but none of it reached her. Then, one afternoon, she sat quietly with her grandmother. Her grandmother did not speak for a long time. She simply took her hand and held it. After a while, she whispered, "I miss people too." Those 3 words carried more weight than all the advice she had been given. In that moment, she felt truly understood, not healed, not fixed, but seen in her grief and no longer alone in it. This is why we remember these moments, because they remind us that connection is deeper than words, that what we feel matters, that there are others who carry the same weight, the same joy, the same longing. So I ask you now, before we close, what is a moment when you felt truly understood? Pause, remember, and if you wish, share it with us in the comments. Your story may remind someone else that understanding is possible, that they too can be seen, can be heard, can be accepted as they are. Thank you for being here today, for giving yourself this space to reflect. Stay gentle, stay curious, and stay kind. And if this question spoke to you, continue your journey with us on Yarven's Questions. More reflections, more stories, and more deep questions are waiting. Take care, my friend. Until next time.